Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hillbilly Farmers. We hope y'all have been doing well. Well, we're going to do a garden tour today, a fall garden tour. It's been a while. We want to take y'all out here and show you what's happening before we put the plastic up here in the tunnels. Well, let's jump right into it. Right in front of us to our right, we have radish. However, they have not been doing so well on this particular grow. We have salad over here to the left, carrots to the left, and a little bit of purple Napa cabbage over there. So we'll walk right down through here. Kind of running out of daylight here today, trying to get this out here for you guys. I know it's been a while. An example of those radishes are not doing well, I'll show you here real quick. These have been in the ground for quite some time, and they are just not growing. So they don't always grow wonderfully, but that's the way it just goes sometimes. So right down through here, we have more salad transplants going on through there, and more salad that's ready to be harvested over there. And over there we have some golden beets. We'll get a little bit closer to those here in just a moment. But I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the beets here so you can see what's happening. I'll hop on this side so the daylight's a little bit better. But these are the red ace beets. They're looking pretty nice. We've been able to harvest some off of these so far, and plenty more to harvest. Right over this way we have the golden beets. These beets are a little bit different. We've grown these for the past 2 years. They don't have as much of an earthy taste as your red ace beets. And to be honest with you, the sales on these have been pretty decent. People like them. I would say the sales on these are probably about 60-40. 60% of the sales are the red ace beets, and the other 40% are those particular golden beets right there. Well, let's jump over to the other tunnel real quick. Well, we're actually gonna start in between. We have some celery over here on the left-hand side, and some carrots that are planted right down here to the right, which looks like the middle to you all, and more carrots down through the center. I believe these are about ready to be harvested. We'll harvest a little bit at a time as we do this harvest. But there is a celery there. Looking pretty decent. Whenever we grow celery, the stalks are kind of more on the skinny side, but it works out well enough for us. We do take some to the farmer's market, but because they're not as thick and wide as what people would usually see in the grocery store, we don't really sell a whole lot of those. We have more carrots through there, more salad transplants right through the very center of your screen there. We tried the spinach again, but it did not want to work out this year. For some reason, the first 2 years of the farm, 2018 and 2019, we were able to grow spinach quite well. I don't know if the soil chemistry has changed to where spinach doesn't like it as much or what, but it's okay. It's kind of a pain to harvest anyway. We have more red ace beets planted through here, which should be a-okay once we get the tunnel on. And we have some romaine lettuce through here. We typically try and grow some of the romaine every once in a while through the year, maybe once or twice during the spring, once or twice during the fall, just to have a little bit more variety versus our traditional lettuce mix. And over here we have more radish planted. That would be the red globe radish. And we do have a flower right over here. Hit me in the comments if I'm wrong. I think that's echinacea. I think I know that because one of our helpers this spring pulled it out of the ground. She found it and replanted it, so it's kind of had a little bit of a rough life there. And down through here, more of the salad. And more of the purple Napa cabbage right over here. I want to show you one more thing down here toward the bottom, and that is a volunteer tomato plant that has been here with us for quite a few months. It will interfere with the greenhouse plastic here soon. But for now, this particular plant has been pumping out some yellow pear tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. So that's been quite interesting. Well, let's head down to the second garden real quick. We will have to do this one in sections. But right through here we have winter boar kale. It has been doing quite nice for us so far. Over here we have carrots that have been in the ground for way too long. They're actually rotting. We need to deal with that at some point in time to get those out of the ground. It's something we have not dealt with just yet. The lighting is changing because there's cloud cover, but oh well, we'll keep rolling. I might have to do a little color grading change right about here, but that's okay. Not the first time I've ever had to do that. Right down here we have the scarlet kale, which is looking pretty nice. Everybody really enjoys that, so if you're looking for a kale that people enjoy, I definitely recommend the scarlet kale. And down through here, we have carrots that have been planted, so hopefully they'll make it before the first frost and freeze. And these carrots right over here, unfortunately did not do so well. Again, the same situation. The summer heat got to them. Generally what happens with those carrots, the greens will die off. There was nothing here pretty much before. Then as it cooled down, the greens started coming back on the carrots, but the carrots just aren't any good. There is one thing we could consider here. If we let them in the ground all winter, next year we'd have carrot seeds. So that's one thing that might be kind of cool. Not sure if we'll actually do that or not. Right here we have another cherry tomato, the yellow pear, another volunteer. However, it's in the way where we're going to put the plastic. The plastic will come around these hoops right here and down to this T-post right here, fence post, T-post, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be in the way. I don't think it's going to survive that situation. We also have more salad transplanted here in preparation for the greenhouse plastic to go on. As you can see, we have it tapered back. That way it's not going to interfere. But yes, quite a few transplants down through there. As you can see by this rock here, my hand for reference. Still pretty small, but we should be able to get the plastic on there before the first frost. We'll step over this way a little bit. We did a live stream about green beans in the past. That was all right in here. So if you want to go check out that live stream about how to pick green beans, I think I did a green bean rant on that as well for the fun of it. So you can definitely check out those videos if you'd like to. This is our little patch of all kinds of different stuff. It's a patch of weeds. Some weeds in here for sure. We have some asparagus in here growing. We didn't have a great time with that this year, unfortunately, but that's okay. Also with the strawberries that are in here, did not have a good time with those either. They simply did not make it. We had a late freeze. We got down to about 25 degrees when they had a bunch of blooms on them, and that was it. Pretty much killed them all. As we continue down this way, we have more radish planted through here. I believe that's more of the red globe. More carrots planted to your left, and beets to the right. The beets to the right would be red ace beets. Right over here we have more of the red ace beets and the broccolini. So we were down in this area of the garden doing the silly shorts not too long ago. So if you want to check those out, you certainly can. It's a playlist on our YouTube channel. Just trying to bring a little bit of humor to the channel. That was about it. Just a fun time down here. So you may see more videos that are long form about this broccolini coming up soon. The turmeric, the ginger, things of that nature. But here we are down here taking a peek at them now. There are a few broccolini sprouts starting to appear. I looked out here early today and saw them. Oh, there they are. Right there. So that's pretty nice. We're starting to get some sprouts on them. Very tasty stuff right there. Well, let's head back up the hill and make it easier for me to show you what's happening here. And here we are back up at the top of the hill. This is a volunteer tomato plant that's been with us for the entire season. This thing is massive. It was actually so balled up right there, it wouldn't even produce tomatoes in the center. But down through here, as you can see, where it's had some more room, the tomatoes are starting to really get, are starting to really pump out on that now. Here are the sweet potatoes. I know you all have enjoyed the sweet potato videos on this channel. I think we have 2 of them out there. If you'd like to check those out. We didn't grow anywhere nearly this much as we have in the past, but that's the way things go. We just didn't sell as much last year, so we're not going to grow as much this year. What is the best thing to do here? Let's see. This right over here, I believe, is more cabbage planted right down through there. I believe that's an Italian cabbage. I don't have the name of that with me exactly. Hopefully it's a frost hardy variety. Now we're going to come down through the peppers. We have all different types down through here. Purple Beauty. I honestly don't remember the names of all of these. But the peppers did quite well this year. Quite a decent little patch of them. We actually had so many that we couldn't pick them all. We just had to go for the big ones, and that was about it. We do have some jalapenos down here. They have been growing quite well this year. I believe we also have some of the habaneros. I believe there's some green ones there. Some of the green habaneros. And we also grew a little bit of Tabasco. Oh, Anna wanted me to show y'all something. And a Tabasco. So these are pretty flavorful little peppers. Not super hot, but they'll get your attention. She also wanted me to show you one thing down here, is these peppers right here. We got the wrong seed pack last year of a certain type of pepper. They're not what they were supposed to be. They're actually hot. I think they're a Hungarian hot, and they were supposed to be banana peppers. Anyway, those two came up as volunteers. So imagine next year, we'll probably have a lot of volunteers popping up through here as well. The bad news is for us in this area, volunteers don't really do much, as you can see, simply because we have to start these plants in February, and we can't really put them out to transplant them until May. So as y'all know, as gardeners, it takes a long time to get those growing. Over here, this was our first time staking up tomatoes. We tried to do a trellis system with some fence wire here. I'll show that to you. Give me my hand for reference. I'm sure you all have seen that type of wire around. It's kind of like a sheep fence, I suppose, goat sheep fence. But this year we had a lot of blight, So the tomatoes didn't do so well. The good news is we planted about 3 times more than we normally would. So that helped us out with the quantity to be able to make it through. As you can see there, not doing too hot, but we had some instead of 0. So it was a pretty good move on our part. And down here, you can see the ones that have survived the blight. Now they're just growing across the ground, just like we normally do it anyway. So hopefully we'll have plenty of tomatoes down here that we can harvest before the first freeze. And as time goes on, they will ripen up while they're in our shop area. All right, we'll hop across here, bear with me. We'll come back over to that here in just a second. And this is where we were with the broccolini over here on the right-hand side. This right here, I believe, is cauliflower. My wife likes to try and plant the cauliflower to try it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Just worth a shot to try. You never know unless you try, you know what I mean? You just never know. Another volunteer tomato down here. These look interesting. I don't even know what these are. These must have cross-pollinated into something. They look tasty though. I'll leave that there for right now. I'll have to come back and get that. So we'll see how the cauliflower goes. We have the Bright Light Swiss chard right there. Looking very nice and pretty. I'll talk to you about that turmeric right there in a moment. And then, right over here, we have the collard greens. And as you all may or may not know, we do not use pesticides on our farm. So we do get these bug bites. I know during the silly shorts I was talking about that, joking around. Yes, it is a joke. We're not going to use pesticides. We've been doing it since 2018 without it. We're not about ready to start. And that's what our customers like. They don't want the pesticides. For instance, like with our chicken that we have for sale, they don't want the hormones. They don't want the vaccines. So they know we don't do that, and they trust us with that, and that's the product that we sell. Here's the ginger, right through here. Looking pretty good. I'm not gonna pull one up at the moment. But you kind of get the gist of it. You can tell they're getting a little bit stressed. It's not quite as warm as they'd like it to be, but I'm sure they have quite a nice root structure on them. Oh, how did I miss this? The sunflowers. Aren't they pretty? What do we have here? It's like we have a little wood boring bee or a bumblebee, one of the two, taking advantage of some of that pollen there. Now look, we have another one right up here. They do a lot of work for us here. We don't have a whole lot of honeybees, but they do a lot of work here on the farm. I'll be picking tomatoes and they'll be flying all around me, just not even, they're not worried about me and I'm not worried about them. And the turmeric. We hope to have another video about this as well sometime here in the future. Well, thank you all for watching. We greatly appreciate it. If you'd like, you can give it a like and a subscribe. That would help us out a lot. Well, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one.